Hello, everyone. Hello. It's so quiet in here. I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel like coming up here dancing, making y'all laugh or something, right? But I know many of you probably see my my surgery in 5 minutes. My kids said to me the other day, I call it my surgery in 5 minutes. They said, what is those things, right there in the middle of your stomach? Right? I said, that's surgery in 5 minutes. Did y'all see the garments? Yeah. Do you have any of the garments we can show? No garments? Okay, well, I love our garment line. I have on the Caprice. I do not care if you can see the hooks because you cannot see my rolls. Okay? I feel so good when I put this thing on because I am not really shaped like this. Okay? I feel like I done squats and everything. Okay? Don't even call me Bonita. Call me Tony Braxton. I love this Caprice, but our products are really instant gratification products, and I love what TLC is doing all over the world. But before I even get started, I want to give it back to Tiffany. Didn't she do such a great job, you guys? I think I did. But just to give it back to Tiffany, I do remember Tiffany. I do remember, you at the event in Baltimore with Twyla Portis, and that just shows commitment, it shows consistency, and that shows leadership. She has amazing leadership here, and when I was asked to come here, I was really excited. I was so excited about coming here with Tiffany because I see what you do on Facebook as well, and especially Mr. Stinson. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. He had national, I think he said 3-4 months? 5? Okay. See, I'm that type of person, you know how we are. I did it in, 4 months. 4 months and 15 days. But when he asked me to come here, and I know you work under the same leadership of Lanika Scott and Greg Scott, and I hear so much about him. Before you came in, it was such a big deal. It was like, oh my goodness, he's coming. They made this big deal because he is a big deal. Yeah. He was the #1 male internet marketer in the world. He was voted 2014. Okay? So when he asked me to come here with him, he has no idea. I want to pick his brain so bad. I cannot wait to get here because success leaves clues. All right? So right before I get started and I go into, talking about this money, when Tiffany says global director, many of us, if you're brand new, if you are a guest, you probably don't even know what a global is, right? Sometimes ranks don't mean anything. Okay, because I was a diamond in other companies and wasn't making any money. Does that make sense, you guys? But I just want to let you know, as a global director, we make on an average, because it's about the money. Isn't it about the money? That's why most of us are here. On that average, we make no less than $10,000 a week. A week. Okay, that is 5 figures a week. Okay? And when I saw that, I didn't even know. When we first came in, it was all about national. Because Lanika and Greg Scott were nationals when I first came into TLC. And I was just so focused on national. And when I hit national, they said, okay, you got to get the global. I'm like, global? Like, okay. But this business is truly changing my life. And is it okay if I be real with you all? Yeah. Can I be real? Because I'm from Philly. I like to be real. Okay? And I like to tell people where I've come from and what I've been through, because I know that it's someone in the audience that has been through some of the things I have been through. Or you might be going through some of the things that I was going through. And I just want to let you know that if I can do it, right? You can do it too. Okay, so that's why I like to share my flaws, my story, and I'm not ashamed of who I am. All right. So right before TLC, right before TLC, my husband and I were just going through it. How many of us are just going through it financially? I know, because I know I was. This is America. Most of us are. We paint this picture of the American dream. Does that make sense? The American dream of, getting married, moving to the suburbs, having children and all of that. But, and going to college, but we don't even talk about our debt. America doesn't talk about how much debt most people are in. So I thought, like Tiffany said, I thought that I was doing everything right. I did. I got married at the age of 22. Isn't that good, y'all? Right? Yes. Right? I gave that man my life. I tell him all the time, I gave you my 20s. All right? We're 13 years apart. So I tell him all the time, I gave you my 20s. I gave you my early years, okay? I got married at 22. Him and I have 3 children together. We moved our children from Philadelphia to the suburbs. So we thought we thought that we were doing everything right? But I knew something was wrong when I started to go to the grocery store and using a credit card. How many of us have to use a credit card? Right? I knew something was wrong when we started to pay for our bills with a credit card. Okay? How many of us go through that? Everything, you know what, I'll put it on a credit. How many of us go through that? Or when holidays come up, you say, you know what, you don't have enough. Your paycheck is not going to cover Christmas. Or your paycheck is not going to cover Easter. How many of us have children? Right? We have little ones. I have 3 little ones. I can't tell my children, no, I can't afford an Easter dress. Or I cannot afford a Halloween costume. Or I cannot afford Christmas for you this year. Your children not trying to hear that, right? So my husband told me in September last year, the same time, he said to me, we're not going to be able to have a Christmas for our children because we can't pay the mortgage and have a Christmas. I already see that we're not going to be able to do it. And I said to him, which I think I said to him, well, we're going to do what we do every year. It's kind of quiet in here, y'all. Maybe, you understand what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just real quiet to me. I feel like I'm talking to myself. However, I was really frustrated. And I said, we're going to do what we do every year. Bill me later. I love Bill me later. Right? How many of you have heard of Bill me later? Right? Love Bill me later. Oh my goodness. It has saved me for 8 years. I've been using Bill me later every Christmas. All right? We're going to do what we do every year. And he said to me, I wasn't able to pay it off. Because usually when I don't know how many of us do this, but when income tax, you look forward to the income tax check, right? And you just pay your credit cards off or whatever, and we usually try to start over again. But this particular year, 2014, we were all maxed out. Every credit card we had, I had a Walmart credit card, right? You know what I used that Walmart card to get my toilet paper, sometimes, little groceries and things like that. That was maxed out. Home Depot card was maxed out. Name a place. We had a credit card for it. School just started back. How many of us had to go out and spend a few $100s on book bags, new pair of sneakers, some clothes for your children, paper, pencils, all of those things, right? But is that budgeted into your check? Does that make sense? Yeah. Right? Most of us sometimes, we say, you know what, I make $100,000 a year and we buy a $350,000 home. So you have enough to pay your mortgage, you have enough to pay your bills, but do the holidays fall in with that? Does the holidays fall in with that? We don't pay attention. Every month is a holiday. I remember one time I thought about changing my religion. I really did. I said, you know what? It would help me to say no to the children if I can explain to them this is the religion and we can't do this. We're not having Christmas no more because maybe I thought I looked into Jehovah's Witness. All right? And I'm not saying I'm not being me. I'm not. Right. Well, I looked into being a Muslim. I'm not covering my hair up. All right? So I looked into these religions. I looked into these religions because I could not afford the holidays. January 1st, you have to get a new dress for a New Year's party or something like that. And I have 3 birthdays in January. All right, my nephew and my niece, right? You have to send them a card, right? She said my garment showing. Oh, don't pull it down. Okay. I don't care if y'all see my garment. I don't care. You don't see my rose. So, I was to this point, and I said to my husband, I said, you know what? I remember when I was a child, my mother said to me, because we didn't really have, I don't want to say we didn't have good birthdays, but we might have got a homemade cake, and my mom said, well, listen, and I said, Mom, I want some Nikes. You know what she would say to me? She would say, as long as you have a roof on top of your head, clothes, come on, I know y'all know. Come on, I know I'm not the only one. Clothes on your back and food on your table. You don't need all of that stuff, okay? So I said, I'm going to start telling my kids what my mom said to me. When Lily looked at me and was like, what? Like, whatever. So Lily is my youngest, and that little attitude, oh my goodness, she's 5, and that attitude is a mess. However, you know, I started to say to myself, you know what, and it's all about the mindset. And I thank God for books and self-development. One of my favorite books was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the Rich Dad wasn't about his bank account, it was his mindset, okay? And in the book it says, the poor dad would say to the children, you know what, we can't afford that, no, we're not gonna go. Does that make sense? Or we can't do that, we can't afford it, right? But the rich dad said, you know what, if this is something that we really want to do, like my family, I always wanted to have a Christmas for my children. I always wanted gifts under the tree. If that's something that I really wanted, then I had to switch my mindset and say, how can I afford it? What can I do to afford it? Okay, so in the midst of all of this that I'm going through, finances, you know, it was just a lot. Okay, Denise Lee, that is my upline. She's an ambassador director today. Okay, she gave me a call and said, I felt the right company. I said, oh my goodness, I was nervous. You know why? How many of us been in this industry before, right? And you might be burnt out. You might be burnt out. I've been in this industry for 12 years, okay? I was burnt out. I was burnt out. I was so sick of people selling me a dream, and I was doing meetings when other people wasn't showing up, or I might have made some money and people were looking at me saying, can you help me? But I wasn't really making any money, so how can I help you make money, okay? So I was burnt out. I said, are you sure? And you know what Denise Lee said to me? I'm making $500 a week, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay? So I said, you know what? Because I know Denise, right? I said, you don't know what you're doing. To make $500 a week in this industry is a big deal. Do we agree? Yes. That's a big deal. What can an extra $500 a week do for you and your family? Okay? And she said she didn't even know what she was doing. So that was a green light for me to check out this compensation plan. Does that make sense, you guys? Yeah. So because I've been in the industry, I knew what to look for now. Now I know better. Okay? When you do, you know, you understand what I'm saying? Now I know better. So I created this list. All right? The first thing, what's one of the first things people ask you if they've been in the industry before? They ask you, how much is the auto ship? Does that make sense? Yeah. Because most people cannot afford the auto ship. I was looking for a company that the average person can come in, the average person like me who has children, who did not have a lot of money to invest. The average person can come in and have success right away. So how much is the auto ship? Because isn't that important, you guys? Yeah. How much do I have to kick out every month to be commission qualified? When I saw that it was only $45, I said, what? I've been in companies where it was always $100 worth of product, right? And most of that product is in my attic today, all right? And I knew that this tea was going to sell because how many of us want to lose 5 pounds in 5 days, right? How many of us want to stand on a scale and see a pound drop every single day, okay? So when I saw that, I knew it was going to sell. Then my next question was, okay, well, how much is the website? And when I saw that our websites were free, F-R-E-E, free. And believe me, I looked into the fine lines too, all right? Free. This company is going to give you a free website. I knew that Jack Fall. I looked up him. I looked up the CEO. I said, that's a very generous man. He giving us a free website, and it's only $45 for your overhead every month. The average person couldn't afford that. And when I saw that this company, free website, this company gave us 50% half on all of your customers that go to your website. I got really excited about that because I've never heard of 50% half. Now, I'm a person who loves pie, okay? I hate this, and the reason I'm bringing this up, because my children and I, when we go into Wawa, you know they sell those little slices of pie. Okay, and well, now, you know, on a resolution and everything, can't have pie. But usually when I'm in Wawa, I get a little slice of pie as my weakness. And I always tell my children, get what you want because I don't want to share my pie. Okay? So get what you want. And when I get in the car and open up my pie, my mommy, and I said, oh, you putting out eggs. Can I get a piece of your pie? Do I give her half? No. She get like a little spoonful, but I don't give her half. And when I saw that this company gave us half, could y'all agree half? I would have been happy, honestly, with probably 30%, 20%. I've never been paid. Most companies, 15%, 10%, maybe 20%. But 50%, I said, what? I don't even give my own kids half. I said, you know what? I jumped in this company because I wanted to have a Christmas for my children. Okay? I said, I know I'm going to get customers. This 50%, I knew I was going to get customers because all my friends, if I lose 5 pounds, I could put it on my Facebook. You see what I'm saying? And show them the scale, show them proof. They're going to want to order it. So I said, if I can just get a few customers a day, I can earn an extra $1,000 to give my children a couple Christmas gifts, right? Let me tell y'all something. $40 can change your life. I turned that $40 that I invested into TLC in my first week in the company, I think it was like $18. I didn't know the cutoff was on a Thursday. Second week, I made about $300. The third week in the company, I made over $800. Then that next week, I'm about that comma life now, y'all, right? Commas started to come in my check. And I said, oh my Lord. We had the best Christmas we've ever had. You know why it was the best Christmas? Because we spent cash for everything for our children. Cash, money. I was in the Toys R Us. It was the week before Christmas. And we got paid, and I was in the Toys R Us line, put it in the cart. Get with you, tell my husband, we're not getting tablets, we get iPads this year, because we could afford it because of this company, because of the 50% that this company pays us. I've been able to earn over $250,000 in less than 9 months with TLC, okay? So the best part about that, because I could talk about how much money I've made, the money is great. But when you're seeing your team, because it was all about, can I help others make money? Can I help the average person? You see this young lady here, Nikki Robinson, she's so quiet. We call her the Quiet Storm. National director, made over $100,000 in less than a year. Okay? Personally involved, so I'm going to talk about that checkmate. Leah Coleman came into the business less than 4 months, made over $20,000 with this company. Okay? Personally involved, 50% child likes it in it. I started to add stuff up in my mind. However, it felt good when we were in Atlanta and watched 5 people walk across that stage that I have helped make over $20,000 with TLC. Okay? So does that sound good to you? So do you guys, if you are here for Tiffany, you're going to want to listen to her because we want to help you make money. All right? So the next way that we get paid is, you know what? Isn't the second one the 50% fast start bonus? I like to talk about the 50% because that's what I understood when I came in. Fast start bonus. Anyone that you personally enroll into the business, we have packages that range from $1,600 all the way down to $45. Okay? You get in where you fit in. I always tell people that you get in where you fit in. You might have been like me. I only had $54 or $52 on my credit card. That's all I had, and that was my grocery store money. I turned that investment to $250,000. But you get in where you fit in, okay? So let's just say you personally enroll someone, and they come in at a $300 package. They're going to get $300 worth of product, and guess what the company going to do for you? Give you $150. Isn't that phenomenal? Yeah. Jack Farland said, you know what, Bonita? I would have never met Nikki Robinson without you. Because you brought her to the table, here's your half. Isn't that respect? See, where I come from, I like respect. You ever do something for somebody, and you say, you know what, where's my cut? Right? Come on, y'all. Y'all are so quiet. Jesus. I'm about to shut on some music. All right? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I know the men feel me. Right? When y'all do something for somebody, where's my hand? we do things from the kindness of our heart, right? But men is the target. I help you with something, my man. Where's my head at? But I love that with TLC. Someone can come in, and we call it the baller package in Philadelphia. Someone can come in, we call it the baller package. Somebody can come in with a $1,600 package, and with the volume, this company is going to give you half, $750 that you can make just like that. What other business you can make that type of money? Your first day, what other business? TLC. I tell you, where they do that at? TLC. Come on, y'all about to start rapping. Y'all I wish I could rap. 50% check match bonus. This bonus fosters helping your new IPO succeed in the business, and when you do, you are rewarded. This is what I was talking about. When you come into the business, how many of us came in, enrolled into another company and the upline wasn't really doing too much, so you don't hear nothing else from them? Right? Does that make sense? With this company, if I personally enroll you, I want you to be successful. I need you to be successful, right? When I first came in, I was all about the retail because I was just trying to have a Christmas for my children, right? But I remember when Nikki Robinson, we sat down, we talked about her goals. She said, can you help me make an extra $500 a month because I need a new car? Also, I want to get braces for my daughter, right? When I started to focus on Nikki, and she was one of the first people I started to focus on. When I started focusing on her check, making sure that she got, you like those commas, don't you, Nikki? Right? That comma life. You like that comma life, right? So when I started focusing on Nikki, making sure Nikki made money. When I started I didn't get that yet. I'm waiting. But when I started focusing on, for an example, Leah Coleman. When I started to focus on people that was in my organization, when I started to focus on them, I took the focus off myself. Then that's when my check that's when the 5 figures a week started to come in. Okay? This 50% check match is no joke. All right? So let's just say, you help, what's these names? John, make $200. Bob, make $400. Let's say Ann makes $100. For the week, you get 50% check match. You're going to make $100 because you help John make $200. Okay? Nikki Robinson probably could have still made the money without me, but this company knows I'm on a launch calls with her. This company knows I'm sitting down with her, showing her back office to make sure she gets started. Company says, you know what? You stay with your people. You stick with your people. You continue to help them make money, right? You're going to get a 50% check match off of whatever they make. When you're at your job, how many of us have to train a new employee, right? You show them the ropes. You show them how to do how to work the computer or whatever the case may be. Would that company give you 50% of their salary? Right? That's a joke, right? That person might just swoop you out of your job. Okay? I never forget, I used to work for Citizens Bank, and I asked the branch manager because I wanted to make more money. I said, how do I move up to become a manager? You know what y'all think she said to me? What y'all think? Come on, y'all. Exactly. She said, you're not taking my job. That's what I never forget that. And she kind of turned me off on the job because she said, I don't have a 401k. And, they're not giving us a pension here. She made sure I did not look into their job. Okay? But with her, I do not mind any of y'all being a global director. I don't care if you go ambassador, Nikki, before I do. That's a 50% check match. All right? So she made $20,000 in the binary. How much do I make? $10,000. That's right. If I help her make $10,000 in the binary, how much do I make? So come on, let's make some millions. All right? All right. So I used I wanted to talk about this last. And I get really excited when I talk about the money, you guys, because this business has truly changed my life. I could go in the grocery store and pick any cereal I want, okay? Amen. Like, I could tell my kids, do you want Frosted Flakes and Crunch with the berries? You can get both of them. All right? I can get both of them, all right? I'm telling y'all, me and my kids just went on vacation. And we do this every year, but last year it was on a credit card. But this year it felt so good. We Any of us been to Wildwood? Right, we always go there with the family. Y'all don't go to Wildwood? It's right up the street. Okay. Well, you
Wow, world, that's years ago. It's Six Flags now.
Okay. It's up the street. I forget where I'm at. But you know, when you're walking on the boardwalk with your kids, and I have my nieces and nephews, I'm so used to budgeting. How many of us so used to budgeting, right? And when everyone wants a funnel cake, right? We have, okay, one for each for three, okay, right? And you're not getting wood ice with that, and don't think about no toppings, okay? Get a funnel cake, right? And we're gonna do funnel cake day on Wednesdays. That's how my family did it. Funnel cake days was like Wednesdays, and seafood night was Thursdays. Like we had it all planned out. Let me tell y'all. I gained 10 pounds. I feel so horrible saying this when I was in Wildwood because every day was funnel cake. And everyone gets your own funnel cake. If you want some ice cream and strawberries on the top, go ahead, baby, get it. All right, because I get excited. I get excited about food too, y'all. But this business has truly, I mean, just to be on the boardwalk and the kids looking at sweatshirts, you know, like little simple things that we couldn't do before. We can do now because of the income with TLC. All right. So what I like to do is I want to talk about some residual money. Is that okay? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Residual money. Money now when you go to sleep, you're making money. Does that make sense? Yeah. It didn't make sense to me at one time because I only thought that you had to know how to rap, you had to know how to pop it, you had to know how to sing, or you know, things like that to make residual money. I thought you had to be a celebrity to make this type of money. All right. And so I'm a visual person. Okay. So I would love for someone, I'm going to call a couple people to the front of the room to help me explain this binary. All right. With the binary, you receive binary commission from these personal refer and those that others refer. Okay. So binary basically is just a fancy word for two. A fancy word for your organization. When you start to bring people and start helping them make money, guess what? You're going to make residual income off of people that you didn't even enroll into the business. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to go through. Is that okay, Mr. Stinson? Yes. All right. So I'm just going to, this is only going to take about 4 minutes. All right. And then we're going to have an amazing training. All right. So Nikki, like this. So I called Nikki. I said, hey, listen, I made you know what, $1,000 this week. You know, I need you to check this out. She said, I'm in, Bonita, whatever I'm in, right? So I call, let's see. Go ahead, come on. What's your name? She like, call me. What's your name? Mr. Renee. Mr. Renee, come on, Miss Renee. Miss Renee, I called Miss Renee. She's like, listen, I saw you on Facebook where I posted you because I posted my check when I made my when I got that first combo, right? She said, I saw that check. I'm in. Okay, but I'm not going to use you because it actually really happened to you. Y'all going to get it. Should I use you? Is it okay? It's okay. Your feelings won't be hurt. So I call Leah, a great friend of mine. All right, we've been friends for almost 4 years. I cherish our relationship. I said, listen, I want you to take a look at this, and she says, no. Right? And then I said, listen, just lock your spot with me because I'm about to kill it. And she says, no. I said, I'm dead serious. Please lock your spot with me because I know I can feel it in my bones. I'm going to be a millionaire with this company. And she says, no. Okay. So she said no. Right? She said no. And this is a true story. Yeah. All right. So then, now I'm binary qualified. I have my 2 people. And we're going to talk about that later. All right? We're going to talk about that. I'm on my left, and Miss Renee is on my right. All right? So now I'm binary qualified. I'm starting to make money in my sleep. But guess what they're going to do? They're going to what?
I need 2 people.
She needs 2 people. Can you pick 2 people?
On the planet, right? Just 2 people.
She's like, I'm about to call Africa.
Yeah. Would you like to come up?
Sure. Come on up. Price is right. Okay. Who you gonna pick? And you pick your 2, Nikki.
Sure. How about this gentleman here?
Sure. Okay. I like having men. When men come into a business, I've been in this industry. When men are involved, it's money. I'm telling y'all, it's real money involved, right? Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so she has her 2 people in. So this is considered my right side, and this is my left side. Now, she's a fireball. I would have never met, what's your name?
Janice.
Miss Janice. Right? Miss Janice is a fireball. Like Mr. Stinson, right? She's a fireball, right? And she brings in a whole organization with her. That's how you pick. You know what? You just say, you know what? Y'all telling me to get 2. I like the double down. You a gambler. You like to take risks. Right? I want to get 4. So you pick out 4 people.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Come on up. She looks like a fireball, right? She's a fireball. You pick your, let's say you get binary qualified in 24 hours. She picked you 2 times.
Okay.
I can't get up yet.
You can't get up yet. Okay.
No, because she said no to me.
She
remember?
said no.
So somebody else came to her and talked about the business. Okay? And she still told you no.
I'm trying to get 10.
That's
Just saying. But no, that's okay for the sake of this example.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So do y'all see something? What side is bigger? The right side, right? So most likely it might be more volume on this side. These people are really working. She boarded him, and he said, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing you did. I'm gonna get 4 people, because people do as you do, not what you say. Okay? I want to get 4 people. I'm gonna pick 2 on my left and 2 on my right. So he gets 4 people. So this leg, I say this right leg, just starts to boom. So that's considered a power side. That's what the company calls it. This considered my pay side. Okay? The company gives you anywhere from 10 to 25% based on the volume. All right? So let's just look at this. Whatever she does, Nikki benefits off of her volume. Whatever she does, Nikki benefits off of her volume. You do too. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about timing. All right? Nikki did not personally enroll him or her, but it's a binary. The last person that comes in, I'm sorry, when you enroll someone, they have to go in under the last person that came in. Does that make sense? Okay? So let's just say now I have 15,000 people on this right side and 10,000 people on this side. I'm a global director now. And guess what, y'all? I'm walking across the stage with and this is true, I'm walking across the stage with a $250,000 check. I lost 30 pounds. A beautiful brand. Right? I'm all on Facebook like, boom, boom.
That's right.
Then my friend Leah Coleman calls me.
Oh.
She's gonna call me, girl, I just saw that brand new Audi you just bought. You know, I see what you doing. I'm so proud of you. Right? She's like, you know what? I'm a get in. Right? Of course, I'm gonna say yes. I'm not gonna give up that 50%. Right? So Leah, come on, Leah, you coming in? So I have 15,000 people on that side, 10,000 people on that side, and I said, you know what? Then you gotta go all the way to the back. Right? Because you didn't say that. Oh, that actually happened.
It's a true story.
So I'm here. Don't cry when we get in the credit. It's emotional. It's emotional for me sometimes. However, if she would have been my first, or my first few people that I have brought in to this business, all of the volume, if she would have been here, everything that they do, she would have benefited off of.
Right.
Okay, Nikki Robinson didn't even really know me personally, but she called me and said, you know what, I want to join your business. I see potential with this. That's when I first came into the business. I said, okay, Nikki. All right. Nikki came in, and then Irene called me the next day, which is she's one of my executives in the Netherlands, which is in Europe. Never met her face to face until Atlanta. However, the next day, she called me And guess what? And I didn't understand about it, but then she fell right, and I put it on my Facebook. She fell right in under Nikki. When Irene came in, she blew this out of the park. We have over 200 reps now in the Netherlands because she called me, and and just she just enrolled. I had no idea what she was going to do, but because Nikki called me and she did not waste any time, Irene fell right in under her, and you have a team in the Netherlands. Right? So, the point of this example is just to show you how we build our organization, okay? And it shows you that the timing is what? Everything. Is everything in this what? Now. So if you... Right, Leah? All right, thank you so much, everybody. All right, so our lifestyle bonus, that's the fifth way that we get paid with TLC. With our lifestyle bonus, TLC realizes that as your business grows, does that make sense? So does your expenses. Okay? So the company gives us an extra $1,500 a month. That's on top of the $50,000 a month I already make. Okay? A bonus of $1,500. We can do whatever we want with it. Okay? I like that bonus. It's a separate check, so when you get 2 checks in the mail, it's really exciting. Come on, y'all. Seriously, y'all. Some companies give people cars and things like that. Listen, when you fall out of that rank, guess what they do? They take the car. You can't. The $1,500 is spent. You can't take it back. It is spent. It's gone. It's gone. Okay, it's gone. It's cash. It's gone. All right. So those are the 5 wonderful ways that we get paid with TLC. If it's anything that you remember what I talked about, remember that it's 50% commission off of all of your customers. Remember, it's 50% every time you introduce someone to this business, whatever package that they choose, you get 50%. And remember, most of all, the more you start to help other people make money, the more you start focusing on your team, you get a 50% check match off of them as well. All right, so those are the different ways that we get paid with TLC. The reason why we're making so much money is because the products what? Work. They work. Right. Okay, you heard the testimonies about these products. So what I want to do is talk about these packages on how you can get started. All right, now the first package I'm going to talk about is the baller package. I didn't come in at the baller package, but I wish I did. I didn't really understand the business. But that following week, I invested $1,000 to get myself some extra product because people were knocking my door down for products, okay? So with the $1,600 package, you can get yourself, we call it a store. You can try all of the products. You have ACG, you have some Strike Up in Love, you have some NutriBurst, and you also have all those things for yourself, and you have some for your family and your friends to try as well. Excuse me. All right, we have another package. It's for $500. You can come in at that package. You get a variety of things as well. I believe it's about 2 packages for $500. We also have a package. One of my my most popular packages is the $300 package. They call it the summer kit. Now the summer is almost over, but I still like to walk around my house with a bikini or something like that. All right, I like that. I'm just joking with you guys. I'm trying to say something because you guys are a little, I don't know what it is. Right? Are y'all shocked? Y'all never seen a 30-year-old make $250,000? Is that what it is?
No, we are paying attention.
I know, just joking. Just trying to get some light out of it. However, we have amazing packages for you to get started with us today. If you see an opportunity for yourself, remember what I just talked about, that binary. If it's under anything that you understand, make sure that you at least position yourself. You make sure that you try the product. Don't say, oh, I'm gonna try the product and then I'm gonna think about joining. If you see yourself, one thing I do know I'm trying to think of the book. The Compound Effect. No, not the Compound Effect, not that book. The other book. I forget. I read so many books. What he said was, you cannot see a vision with your eyes. So don't say to yourself, if you see yourself doing this, I'm going to try the products first. You cannot see a vision with your eyes. You have to see it here. So if you see yourself, you see, if you see that vision with your mind, get started with us today. You're going to get your products, you're going to try your products, and that's going to determine how fast you move with TLC. Okay, so make sure that you get back with the person who brought you here today. They have a room in the back where you can get started and everything, and we're going to help you. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to show you the leadership that is right here in Maryland. Okay, so anyone that gets started with today here in Maryland, you're going to see the leadership. So if you have any questions, you can go up to a leader and say, hey, I didn't really understand that binary. Can you explain that to me again? So if you are binary qualified, can you please raise your hand? Congratulations to you. That means that you put your one person on your right and you get the person on your what? On your left. If you are a director with TLC, do you mind coming up here standing with me? Where you live? If you are a director, please come up and stand with me. Hi, Trinika. Hi, you guys. All right. I get a little excited when I see my team. All right. Now, a director has to have at least 1,000 in volume on their right side and 1,000 in volume on their left side for the week. Isn't that amazing? That means that they're working their business. The next rank with TLC is an executive. If you are an executive with TLC, can you please come up to the front with me? Wow! What does that tell you? That it's a lot of room up here at the top, right? Yeah. It's a lot of room. And as an executive director, you have to have 5,000 in volume on your left and 5,000 in volume on your right. So y'all killing it. Y'all are killing, especially y'all getting that record-breaking time. The next rank. This is a wonderful rank. Do we have any regional directors in the room? So really quick, I'm so excited about this regional director because not only that she had to build 2 legs, right? And a lot of us probably understand it, but she didn't use any excuses, and she hit regional director and record-breaking time with TLC. If you don't mind just, sharing really quick, Leah Coleman.
Sure. I'm sure you guys saw that whole diagram, right? Where I had to go all the way to the end. But it's okay. It's okay because we're still at the beginning time. And this business has really changed my life and blessed my life and meeting so many people around the world and here. And I'm excited to see some of my teammates here right now too. But coming at this rank, I believe it's a pivotal point where now you're going to start to see the great leadership. You're going to start to see in building relationships and, helping the people that's behind you. And I think it was last week is when I got my regional check. And I said, oh my goodness, this is what a regional really makes in the binary. Seeing it, but having your name and then it posted and you can be able to go to, for the binary part, it was $1,700, but the check in total was about $2,800. And that's just for 1 week. So this is not a monthly income, a monthly cycle. This is 1 week, guys, and everybody could do it because this is still at the beginning. This is still a ground floor opportunity for everybody. We only have 1 ambassador right now in this company.
Do we have any what's the next one? National. Okay. Do we have any national directors in the room? To the top together. I lock my arm with her. See, this business is like a marriage, okay? So when you choose that person to go to your top with you, I put a ring on her finger and everything. We committed. We go nowhere. Okay? I need to go ambassador, so you have to go global. All right? So how does it feel to be a national director?
This business is such a blessing. It's amazing. I've been in the business almost a month. September 15th, a year. September 15th.
I'm not the marrier.
September 15th will be a year, and I still work for full-time job. And do this full-time too. But I still do a full-time job. I have 2 children, so anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. Like, I mean, it's just amazing. And we are a family here. So if you need help from anybody, whether we're on the same team or not, we're still family. All you have to do is reach out.
You're national. I just want to thank you so much for asking me to join you. I'm just so excited about being here. He hit national, Mr. Stinson hit national director really in 5 months. Is really record-breaking time, you all. But as national director, you have to have 20,000 on one side and also on the other, and you had to help someone else become a regional director. So that just speaks so much volume about what you're doing for TLC, with TLC, if you don't mind sharing.
Sure.
You know you share all the time. You're a national.
I mean, being a national definitely it's life changing. I had to go when I joined the company to go to the top, and that's why I'm going, and I'm taking people with me. You know, I already told them when we was in Atlanta, save room for the couch for me. I'll be there next time. I think I've made it there now. So, and to get to global, what is it, global next, and then ambassador. Like I said, the goal is to go to the top. Prior to coming to this company, the reason why it's so special for me and what's really driving me, because prior to coming to this company, I was in another company, and I ended up being wrongfully terminated, and I was making multiple 5 figures a month. So $10,000, $2,000, that just wasn't enough for me. You know, not being greedy, but when you start making money, you get used to it.
Yeah.
So my goal was to get back to that point, and I can stand up here and say we're halfway there now. And probably in the next 60 days, we will be back to where we were. And by the end of the year, you know, who knows? But my goal is to make $1 million before Miami, so you about to see a lot of activity.
That's a good position. If I know what that means, you got to deal with a lot of people. Maybe I put my husband under you. But he about that karma life. Y'all about that karma life, right? Well, you guys see, in global director is the next rank, and it's just a beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to be here because, you know, for me to be, I just hit 30 June 15th, and you know, African American from North Philadelphia. You know, I was raised in, you know, the hood, and I was raised in a public school system, and the statistics say that I am supposed to be on welfare. Okay, the statistics say I am supposed to live in the projects, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I proved them wrong. Okay, and I just want to let everyone know, if I can do it, and you can see all of these people up here do it as well, then why can't you? All right, you never know unless you say yes. All right, so we just want to thank you so much for your time, and also we're going to do a break. For how long? No, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do about a 10-minute break. If we are new, we have applications here. So if you want an application, get back with the person who invited you. We have applications, you can fill those out. Okay, we don't want you to leave this room.
If you know what, we usually hand them out now.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's see who wants to take and the leaders will help hand them out.
Okay.
You raise your hand. You want to raise your hand if you are a guest.
Yes, just take an application.
Yes, you are.